JKB back with another episode. Today on the show I'm talking about Sea of Thieves. These are my first impressions of the game. I've been lucky enough to experience it in the ways that you need to experience it to be able to talk about it from the right point of view. Now, what the hell does that mean? That means that this game is so massive in scope that there's a lot of it that's held back out of the actual beta itself, which is really actually a good thing. Because essentially a beta is about testing it, make sure it, works. But on the other side of the coin here, I mean, it does give you those moments of pure gaming joy. And I'm going to get into that in a second. But first, let's talk about the gameplay. You're a pirate. You have a ship. The idea is you go on the ship with or without other people. And if you go alone, you have a smaller ship. If you go with a crew of 4, it's very important, I'm gonna say this twice, very important to have a headset when you play this game. If you don't have a headset, it's absolutely pointless to play with anybody online, because this game is based on the feature of the ship itself. This ship has so many moving parts to it that one person would have a very hard time doing on their own. I would just say that the experience I had was magical after I started playing online with other people. When I played solo on my live stream, because I do live streams on the show now, when I was doing it alone, it was fun for about 30, 40, 50 minutes. And then I got murdered by another ship, and it was just impossible to play the game alone. In the closed beta, I should say that, because in the main game, who knows what they're going to do for the single player experience. And I don't mean single player as in the game's offline. When I say single player, I mean it's single player versus the 4-player ships that are going around this ocean also trying to collect loot. So at any point in time, you can come across another ship and they have weapons, they have cannons, they have strategies that are going to take your ship down, take your loot, and basically bury you at the bottom of the ocean. Now, let me get into my experience with Johnny Millennium from Happy Console Gamer, because, him and I have been talking about this game for years. Like, since it was initially announced, we've been saying we're going to play this game when it comes out because we're so excited about it. It looks awesome. We got into the game, and the first hour was fun. We were going around collecting these maps that would show us treasure spots on islands. We'd go out to the islands, and we'd go up against storms. We'd go up against skeletons over and over and over and over. And at some point, John said to me, this is fun, but we're doing the same thing over and over. And I said to him, I know, like, how can this can't be the full game? Well, I'm happy to announce that at one point in the game, we realized that, because I kept saying to him, no, dude, we're on a server. So this means that a ship can come out of nowhere and steal all of our hard work that we've done for the last 2 hours. We might have a couple chests that we've taken off an island sitting on our boat. Now, keep in mind, this is a feature in gaming that you hardly see, where you could take an object off of something like an island, put it onto your boat, and move it to another island and leave it there, and it'll stay there until you come back. Now, that was impossible back in the day in video games, and that was always something that a lot of us talked about. The ability to take something, leave it, come back to it. You do that in this game, and it's one of the most fundamental baseline features of the game. Those chests full of loot are what the game is essentially about. So when you see another ship coming up to you, you panic because you have to worry about the cannons, the other players. Then you have to worry about your own ship crashing into an island or facing in the wrong direction. The cannons aren't facing the other ship, so you're going to get blasted to hell. You got to worry about cannon fire that's going to destroy the side of your ship. You got to make sure that you have enough, crafting abilities on the ship to fix the ship, so you have wooden planks that are going to actually cover the holes that are put by the cannonballs. But I mean, all of this comes together for this one experience for John and I. We're sitting there, and I can confirm he's just as, bad at driving in real life as in the game. But anyways, we're sitting there, and we're going. We got our loot. We got a couple of chests on the in the basement of the boat. I'll say I forget what the technical term is. Like the basement. So it's down there. And we're excited. We're bringing it back to port, and all of a sudden I look to the left, and I say, dude, is that a ship? He looks over. He's like, oh my god, that's a ship. I'm like, dude, it must be real players, because at this point in time, we're not sure what's going on the servers. And I pull out my telescope and I look, and it's fucking real players. And John, without a beat, goes, we're gonna hunt down that ship, we're gonna take their loot, and we're gonna murder them. And I tell you guys, that's exactly what we did. We turned the ship, we started on this crazy goose chase over all of these fucking huge waves. John's having a hard time with the boat itself, and we're yelling at each other, saying like left, right, left, and we're having the blast. And he's like, get the cannons ready, get the cannons ready. I'm gonna go on the left side of their ship, and we're going nuts. And I take the first shot with my cannon, and I land literally a perfect fucking hit into the bottom of their ship. And I can see that it's a direct hit. I mean, I'm talking about a hit that will sink that ship. So all of a sudden we see some islands and they're trying to outrun it. So we can see that they're fixing their ship, but we keep blasting them with cannon fire. And John will confirm this. John became such an amazing, just amazing captain of the ship, because he lined up some amazing cannon fire for me, and I landed some amazing cannon fire. And him and I think, had the best experience we've ever had online. That ship ended up running into an island and sinking, and the crew literally died. And we cheered. It was the most amazing moment we've ever had in video games online. And I said to him, wait a second, what's that in the water? He's like, what? I'm like, no, it's not the players, like it's something, so go over there. So he goes over to where the ship's essentially sunk, and all of their treasure chests are floating in the water. And that's when we realized what this game was really, really, truly about. Those magical moments where you're going to take down a massive ship in a battle that can last hours on end. And, you know, when you win at this game, you win in real life. I mean, the experience is so fulfilling that you will want to go back out onto the water and do it over and over again. And there's so many features coming to the full game that I'm so excited about this game. It's just one experience for Xbox that a lot of people just won't be able to not. Why are you yelling out there? I've got a cat yelling in the background. But guys, I'm gonna close it out here because that cat won't shut up. I love you. And say that if I didn't own an Xbox and experience this with my friend online, I'd go right to the store on March, whatever the date it is, 26th I think it comes out. Maybe I'm wrong. But I go to the store and buy an Xbox One S or X just to play this game with my friends online. So I'll see you guys on the next episode of JKB.